Hello, and glad to have you with us here for the Daytona duels, for the Budweiser duels here, for the Budweiser duels number 1. Danica Patrick will have the pole for this race here after winning the pole in qualifying. But right now, she will have to be clean for this race, because if she has to retire and go to a backup in this race, she will not start from the pole. So Danica has a lot to stay out of the way here in this 20-lap session here in the Budweiser duels. Danica said, I talked to Danica in the garage area before the day started here, that Danica wanted to go to the rear of the field and just try and hang around in the back and just not get in anyone's mess here. And maybe she can do that and stay out of trouble and keep her pole position. Martin Truex Jr. will start alongside of her, with J.J. Yaley in 3rd place, with Tony Stewart in 4th, and rounding out the top 5 is Clint Bowyer. And yeah, the engines have fired. We're getting ready for the cars to roll off, and yeah, we're fixing to get ready to go green. So yeah, we're rolling off now, getting ready to go racing for 20 laps here in this first duel. We got Danica Patrick, Martin Truex Jr., and a bunch of others to determine the inside row of row 1 through 20, row through 21. Yeah, row through 21, the inside rows. Who is going to start 3rd for the Daytona 500? But if Danica Patrick ends up getting in some sort of mess, she'll have to go to the rear of the field, and whoever wins this race will be on the pole. Driver change with Ken Schrader to Terry Labonte. He'll start in the 32 car. The pace car is in. Green flag is out. And the Budweiser duel number 1. Off turns number 2, cars scrambling for positions. J.J. Yaley quickly jumps to the high side. He did not have a good starting position there, as the outside groove really got a good jump there. Oh, boy. Oh, there we go. We got ourselves a wreck. Someone's really got a big air there. But racing back to the start finish line, a lot of guys were probably wiped out of that one. That was a big wreck there. Martin Truex Jr. is going to lead Tony Stewart, Eric Almirola, and Danica Patrick through the tri-oval. And the pace car is going to pick us up. Clint Bowyer's got a problem. Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Juan Pablo Montoya, Marcus Ambrose. A.G. Allmendinger looks fairly clean. Morgan Shepherd does as well. J.J. Yaley looks like he's got some troubles there. Bobby Labonte looks like he may be somewhat clean. The nose of the car looks like it's been up a little bit there. Greg Biffle looks like he may have been involved just a little bit there. And Jimmy Johnson looks clean as well. Yeah, everyone else, though, looks fairly clean, as that looked like it was a very hard incident there in turns number 3 on the very first lap of this duel. Everybody trying to get as much positions as they can and quickly on the start there. Let's get you to a replay. Focused in on Ricky Stenhouse Jr. at real time, and oh, hard to tell right there, though. That looked like it was a pretty hard incident. We're going to rewind it here just a little bit. Slow-mo it here. Looks like Ryan Newman, Clint Bowyer is going to make contact on the inside. No. Oh, it's just going to happen right here when Stenhouse gets into Yaley. They're going to come down into Newman and Jr. And Strimming has nowhere to go. And look at J.J. Yaley get on his side there. Juan Pablo Montoya there getting an incident. There's Marcus Ambrose getting involved. Bobby Labonte checking up there. Pretty good. Missed that incident. Josh Wise looks like he's going to get a bye, I believe. Yeah, they're going to get by. Oh, Terry Labonte gets rear-ended by Morgan Shepherd there. Jimmy Johnson does a real good job on the high side to get by in the 48 Lowe's Chevrolet. And there goes the most everyone else. Yeah, and Stenhouse gets stuck right there and could not get it fired. But we're going to get you to an onboard of Ricky Stenhouse Jr. and a few others. guys, that was your few onboards. The pace car is going to come back to turns 4 and lead us all down here yet again. Denny Hamlin is one of the guys that we have heard that has retired and is out of the race. Here we go. Green flag is back in the air here at Daytona to go back underway. I wonder if these guys are going to calm down at all after just what happened there early in the going. Knowing that you cannot push very straight with these Gen 6 cars as you could with the Gen 5s. But Clint Boyer, the lap car, on the inside there. He ended up getting involved in that last incident there, holding up Danica Patrick right there. Patrick's got to be careful, though, and not get involved in a wreck, because if she does, well, she'll have to start at the rear of the field instead of being on the pole. But boy, oh, AJ Allmendinger all over Josh Wise. They're going to keep it going straight. Oh, boy. Clint Boyer in the way of Bobby Labonte. Looks like they're keeping it all good, but up front, it is Tony Stewart with the lead, with Almirola right in behind of him, giving him a shove. Oh, Almirola is going to go right on down low to pass Tony Stewart. Jimmy Johnson did a really, really good job to miss that last incident. Now he is all over Eric Almirola. Jimmy Johnson has a very fast race car. He's going to go to the inside, and Truex is going to follow him on through. Almirola is still trying to hold strong, but it's Jimmy Johnson with the run into 3. Here comes the MWR cars of Mark Truex Jr. and Mark Martin. Remember, Mark Martin had to start near the rear of the field because of blowing an engine in qualifying. So he's coming to the inside to try and take the lead. Hey, there we go! AJ Allmendinger got turned. Oh, and Josh Wise was the innocent bystander of it all. He got a piece of it as well. And they're going to have to race back to start-finish line here. Caution flag is out. And it looks like Josh Wise and AJ Allmendinger are back underway. Nothing really harmed, no foul from them guys. They just went around. Yeah, caution flag is out. Nothing bad is going on. They kept it going. But caution flag did come out. So they are racing back to the start-finish line. Instead of freezing to the yellow, they race back to the line in this series. Martin Truex Jr. is looking like he's going to get the lead. And Jimmy Johnson's going to get second. Mark Martin will be third. Tony Stewart fourth. Danica Patrick's going to come up in 5th place here in line. We're going to get to a replay and show you what happened to AJ Allmendinger and Josh Wise. Alright, this is what happened right here. AJ Allmendinger is running on the inside. Almirola is going to get turned by Tony Stewart down into Allmendinger, and there they both go. And Josh Wise nowhere to go. And look at Terry Labonte and Dale Earnhardt Jr. there to miss that incident there. That was a good job by them guys. But back here, Josh Wise ended up keeping it straight, and everyone else was able to miss him. And there was no harm, no foul. Everyone is going to be able to keep it going and keep it straight. But AJ Allmendinger didn't even see it coming, just got clipped out of nowhere. We're going to get you back to live for the restart. Coming back to the restart, we have had word that Dale Earnhardt Jr. has retired from the race. So Dale Earnhardt Jr. will not be on the racetrack. He'll start near the rear of the field in the Daytona 500. Martin Truex Jr. is going to lead us down yet again. Jimmy Johnson goes to the high side. He's got a really fast race car. So I would say look out for Jimmy Johnson later on in this going of this race. He's going to try and get the win here in this duel. Mark Martin ended up blowing a motor in qualifying. Now he's all the way up to the top of the board here, right in behind his teammate of Martin Truex Jr. But Tony Stewart, who ended up turning Eric Almirola sideways through the tri-oval, is bringing Danica Patrick along with him. And yeah, they're going to go Stuart Haas second and third here. Ryan Newman right in behind Bobby Labonte, and David Shrimmy right in behind there. So basically, you got a lot of guys that are a little off the pace here. Only got 14 guys that are left on the racetrack. So yeah, this race is kind of showing some of them guys, especially the guys in the Gatorade Duel or Budweiser Duel number 2, that you cannot line up your bumpers correctly with the car in front of you. That ends up resulting into a wreck. but I'm pretty sure Tony Stewart's going to be motioning to Danica Patrick here to push him to the lead, as it's going to be Stewart Haas, 1-2 at the point. Stewart Haas brings Danica Patrick along with him up to the lead. Whoa, Danica turns Tony Stewart sideways, almost had a wreck there, but he was able to keep it straight. Boy, that was pretty close right there. This is basically a 6-car pack up front here, as everyone else has kind of fell off here again, and whoa! Tony Stewart's going to keep it straight. Danica Patrick quickly backs off. She decides that she don't want none of that. She already did it a second time. She does not need to try it for a third time. That's exactly what she did. She backed way off, and now she is out of this pack. She knows she's on the pole for the 500, so she's going to drop way off and stay way out of that. But up front, this leads Jimmy Johnson and Martin Truex Jr. Doing like a 2-car tango right here and keeping their own distance from the pack behind them. So Jimmy Johnson, Martin Truex Jr. locked up in the front here, while these other guys are racing in a pack with Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle, and Terry Labonte. Tony Stewart got lucky. He's a dirt driver there. He's able to keep it straight, turning it right, and still keeping it straight on the racetrack. Stewart's in third right there. I don't know if he'll be able to catch them other guys up front with Truex Jr. and Johnson. He's gonna have to have help from Biffle, Martin, and Labonte if he wants to get up there. Let's see what they run across the line here. Jimmy Johnson, Martin Truex Jr. locked together here at the line. They're going 199. These guys are going 200 miles an hour, so they're gonna be a little bit faster. And this pack of 4 has already lost Terry Labonte. Terry Labonte has quickly dropped out of this pack. Not sure if that's planned or if he's just not fast enough to keep up with them, but yeah, they're gonna try all they can. But Mark Martin goes the inside. He wants to lead this little pack of cars here. Let's go further back here. You got the other Stewart Haas cars right here of Danica Patrick and Ryan Newman. Bobby Labonte looks like he's got front hood damage there. It's messing up the aerodynamics there. Holding up David Strimmy and Eric Almirola. They're trying to keep up the pace here. AJ Allmendinger, he's also a little off the pace after getting turned sideways. Morgan Shepherd, Josh Wise, and Clint Boyer there. They're trying to keep up some pace there. And JJ Yaley there as well right there. Off turns number 2, it is still Truex and Johnson doing a little 2-car tandem there with this Gen 6 body car. When will Jimmy Johnson make his move? I'm not quite sure, but he's just pushing him along into turns number 3 and 4. Mark Martin pretty much by himself, doesn't really have much help from Tony Stewart or Greg Biffle. So this pack of cars aren't really doing much of any of their good here. Across start-finish line, they're going 199, they're going 198, so that 2-car tandem is not as quick as we saw in the past few seasons, but it is still working to their advantage. With Jimmy Johnson and Truex there. Oh my goodness, they almost wrecked each other there. Jimmy Johnson and Martin Truex Jr. lost all of their momentum there. A lap and a half to go to decide the winner of the Budweiser Duel number 1. Truex and Johnson lost their momentum. Will that give Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, Greg Biffle, or Terry Labonte the advantage to catch these guys? Coming to the white flag, Johnson has gotten back on the back bumper of Truex. But these guys are going 201 miles an hour. They're going 197. I don't know if it's going to be enough. Martin's all of a sudden got a huge push from Stewart and Biffle. Is Jimmy Johnson committed to Martin Truex Jr. to stay in behind, or will he make a last lap pass? We're focusing right here. Mark Martin's got a huge run of momentum with Tony Stewart and Greg Biffle, but will it be enough? These guys are going 202 miles an hour. They're going 3 miles an hour quicker than these guys. Can Jimmy Johnson make the move in turns 4? He's trying to move him up out of the way, I believe. Through turns 3 and 4 to decide the winner of the duel number 1. Off turns number 4. Can Jimmy Johnson mount a charge and make any run at him? No. Martin Truex Jr. is going to win the duel number 1. Jimmy Johnson was committed to his back bumper there. and was able to stay in behind there, but give Mark Martin, Tony Stewart, and Greg Biffle one more lap. That would have been a very good finish there. I mean, boy, they was coming with a full head of steam there. Boy, let's get you to your finishing results of the duel number 1. Congratulations to Martin Truex Jr. on the victory here. He'll start 3rd in line. And where did Danica Patrick finish? She'll start on the pole here. Yeah, right there. She'll finish 8th in line after almost turning Tony Stewart 2 times. And decided to drop out of that pack and be safe. And she'll finish 8th and she'll start on the pole for the Daytona 500. Let's get you to your finishing results. Here's your finishing results. Martin Truex Jr. will survive a great save through turns 1 and 2, coming to the final few laps, with Jimmy Johnson to finish 1st, and Jimmy Johnson will get in 2nd place after starting near the rear of the field after a terrible qualifying effort. He'll get 2nd place. Mark Martin will get 3rd. He tried all he could to get them guys to line up with him and catch them guys, but just couldn't do it. Tony Stewart almost got turned by Danica Patrick so many times and was able to save it, keep it on the racetrack, and to finish 4th place. Greg Biffle will end up rounding out the top 5. Terry Labonte was running in the lead pack for quite some time there, but he ended up falling out of the draft there, but he'll still finish 6th position. Ryan Newman and Danica Patrick tailed along by themselves to finish 7th and 8th. Eric Almirola will get 9th, and David Schrimme will round out the top 10. Bobby Labonte will finish 11th. Josh Wise finishes 12th after getting involved in an incident, but not on any meaning on his own, finishing 12th. Same as AJ Allmendinger, got turned sideways randomly, and he couldn't recover, finishing 13th. Morgan Shepherd finishes 14th. J.J. Yaley will end up finishing 15th. Clint Boyer will finish 16th. Everyone else down ends up finishing out of the race with problems. Dale Earnhardt Jr. will have to go to the backup. He'll start at the rear of the field. Dale Earnhardt Jr. 17th. Denny Hamlin also finished out of the race. 18th position for him. Marcus Ambrose, he blew an engine after being involved in the first incident of the race. He'll finish 19th. Juan Pablo Montoya, another one of them guys that was involved in the first incident of the day. He'll finish 20th. Same will go for Ricky Stenhouse Jr. finishing 21st. Well, all these guys will line up in a line on the inside groove of the Daytona 500. Danica Patrick will survive the duel number 1, and she will be on the pole. Martin Truex Jr., who ended up starting 2nd, is going to start 2nd in line on the inside row in 3rd position there. So, congratulations again to Martin Truex Jr., and yeah, see you for duel number 2.